Philly Joe and Kirby Podcast.
This is the Philly Joe and Kirby Podcast.
92.1 City, we are Winnipeg's rock station. Nickelback, burn it to the ground. Man, felt like one of those nights at Canada Life Center. We talked about it yesterday on the show. We would have been flabbergasted if you didn't get everything the Jets had last night. Given the circumstances, going back to St. Louis, they most certainly did not want to be down 2-3 heading back to St. Louis, and they showed that energy last night. What a hockey game.
Yeah, they were getting a lot of props, the Winnipeg fans, from American coverage, too. ESPN happened to be in town covering the game, and they were blown away, saying it was one of the best environments that you will see in hockey. So that's nice when you get props like that from a U.S. network.
Yeah.
And they did play, the second goal had a few fans going, oh boy, what version are we getting of our goaltender? But that defense played really well, didn't give up a lot of shots last night. And we got the pucks past Bennington, which was hard to do.
Yeah. And the big story now over the next 24 hours so will be Mark Scheifele and his status. I assume, if he travels with the team, we'll be waiting until almost game time to find out if he's going to play tomorrow night or not.
They've announced that time, too, 7 o'clock tomorrow night.
That's much better than 8:30, I'll say that. Although it's a Friday night, I could have handled the late face-off.
You might be up for first period now, Curbs, 7 o'clock. By 7:45, you can wind her down.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
On Friday night.
Somebody on the Boston Pizza text. Oh, this is Big N, not just somebody. Happy birthday month to the Curbinator, Vegetarian Express, and Big Kirby Dog.
Yeah, May 1st, baby.
That's right. Birthday month starts.
It's a brand new month, and it's the month of May. And you know what they say.
We're going to find out.
We're about to find
I'm not
out.
even sure.
What do they say?
Let's see.
Sounds like a prepared statement.
Yeah. Is this a chat GPT moment? Or?
No.
May.
It's the saying, like April showers bring May flowers, which means it's going to be a beautiful month, and I'm just excited about it because it's also my birthday month, yes.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent.
That's
right
very
on.
good. Way to go, Big N. Way to trigger that.
Big Kirby Dog. I forgot about that.
No,
that was a hell of a
Can we please
nickname.
also forget about that?
We had a whole week-long debate about whether we can go with
You
Big
can't
Kirby
put
Dog.
big in front of, I just don't
A
think
woman.
you can,
No, it doesn't work. Dudes, Big Slice. I mean, any guys will give themselves the big in front of their name.
100%.
We have about 25 guys on this text line that have big in front of Big N, Big. I can't think of them.
And you don't even.
But there's a lot.
You don't even know if the big came from themselves or was given to them.
Yeah.
By a friend. Sometimes it's self-proclaimed.
Yeah,
But no guy is complaining.
I don't know any
No.
of my girlfriends that want that in front of their name.
No, maybe in prison. Big Betty. Big Betty
Betty.
in prison. It's probably
Gives you
not.
some cred, yes.
But she probably didn't get. She probably didn't give her name herself. I watched Orange Is the New Black. That show could have lasted 1 or 2 more years with a Big Betty.
Oh my God.
Maybe in prison, but otherwise.
Philly Joe Kirby.
Philly Joe and Kirby
Podcast.
The Philly Joe and Kirby Podcast. Well, you should probably call the bone phone and let her rip. It actually feels nice to finally say it out loud.
780-BONE. Brought to you by Auto Gallery of Winnipeg.
I am very grateful for all the people that showed up to our daughter's social this past weekend. It was a pretty decent turnout. There were no fights, nothing crazy happened, but that crowd was sure excited. The prizes were doing quite well. We had a pretty good draw there. We had a fly-in fishing trip for 6 people, 4 days and 4 nights.
Wow.
It did quite well.
And no fights. And the professor, man, that's good. And the prizes at socials have never been better.
Oh,
my
yeah.
gosh.
You almost need a small business loan. I'm thinking at some of these socials, you have to have the liquor ticket sales, then the prizes, the raffle ticket sales, and then you should have like some kind of financial planner there because nowadays you're getting hit for like $100, right, for the golden ticket draws, and good on them because it's supposed to be for the couple. But man, you're hearing people coming out of socials like anywhere from, the usual 5 to 10,000. I've heard like 20,000,
Oh, my
25,000.
Like, it's unbelievable. It's all right there when you walk in at that front table. You can't walk by that front table. 9 times out of 10, you know all those people. You can't skip the tickets.
Yeah.
You got to buy them.
I was talking to somebody yesterday that's doing a karaoke social, and I was like, no way. That sounds like a great time.
It's interesting. There's different
I don't
ways.
know if I need to listen to people sing all night, but hey.
No,
I think that would be a fun
Really,
crowd.
you. That's a stunner.
that the reprieve
I
would
almost
be.
tried to invite myself.
Well, you can. It's you can just buy a ticket and go. $10.
I
and
should, yes.
you know what?
So
I
you
think
don't actually have to know the bride and groom, and because I don't know the social etiquette here in Manitoba.
Oh,
well,
yeah.
you don't have to know anybody
long as you
except the
know.
person that sells you the ticket.
Yeah, as long as you know a few people that are going.
Otherwise,
Okay.
why would you want to go?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
No etiquette
I
needed.
didn't know if they were just like open to the public,
No, they'll
Yeah.
kick you out. They'll be like, excuse me, somebody over by buying a drink. We don't know
don't know
her.
her. Do
We get
you?
security. I never seen her. I don't know. I kind of recognize you, but I don't know. Get her out of here.
You know what? I'm going to go on record right now. What's today? May 1st? That could be the question of the month, and it might hold up. I don't know social etiquette.
you go?
What do you do? Can you go if you don't know anybody?
I didn't grow up here, so I just didn't know.
I don't know if you had to answer that question.
I didn't play in your sandbox when we were 3.
No.
I can't go to the social.
You might not be able to walk into their wedding.
I figured as much.
Okay.
Okay,
Awesome.
Thank you for that.
Some complaints from traffic here.
Hey, to the guy who was let in and acknowledged to get onto Marion and hesitated and then almost caused an accident. Yeah, old timer, time to surrender your license. When someone gives you an opportunity to go and they tell you it's safe and you still hesitate and almost cause an accident, yeah, time to surrender your license, everybody. Have a good day.
Okay. It's tough. Feel bad when people start getting a little older. I think that's what he was intimating, that it was an older fella. Moving on here, there was a complaint yesterday from Dennis the Menace about 4-way stop etiquette, and we have a reply today here.
Just a rebuttal of the gentleman that was mentioning that when somebody's coming to a stop sign, you never know when they're not going to stop. I drive for a living, and all I got to say is I want to make sure he's stopping at that stop sign before I go through that intersection. Better to be safe than sorry. Have a great day. Take care, PJK.
Hey, thank you very much.
I had this happen to me yesterday just down the road here on Scurfield and Dovercourt. By the way, Manitoba Battery, just down the street there. If you're looking for a battery this time of year, this is the time to do it, right? With lawnmowers and that.
Great friends of the show.
Yeah, I had the 4-way stop etiquette. We learned about social etiquette. Now we're doing 4-way stop etiquette today. You don't have to know the person, by the way, to go first or second. So anyway, the one car in front goes because they were supposed to go, but the best part was the car right behind them thought they should be able to go too before the rest of us went.
Oh, that's a
Wow.
douche move.
Yes.
Hey, can you hide me? Why? Well, because I don't know the bride and groom, and I don't want to get kicked out of here.
Can you buy me my social tickets?
I don't know them.
And put them all in for the Blackstone Grill. I don't want to go up there. I don't know anybody.
The Blackstone. Yes, that's where all my
I'm
tickets
just here
would
for the
go.
prizes and
Yeah.
then
And singing. It's the karaoke,
Karaoke
social.
social.
and
That is
meet-
interesting.
And meet shoulders.
Can we go back to that? That is interesting.
A karaoke
Yeah,
social.
that is.
Yeah.
I've been to a golf social as well
Yeah,
since moving
me
here.
too.
And a Halloween social.
Halloween's very common.
Yeah, that's
Okay, well,
so
for me, that was a big deal.
I'm gonna break some news to you. New Year's Eve too.
Yeah, they're big parties.
Wedding
I
socials.
should have a bingo card with all these different socials I've been to.
Yeah.
Okay, some Jets calls, and this is hey, speaking of singing.
It felt so real good because tonight we just stuck it to the blues. We just lost a best friend, and we just finished sticking it to the blues.
Not the longest song ever, but you could tell. Sometimes you just get so happy you got to call
I
up
love it.
and sing, and we'll wrap with this one here.
Hey, if the Winnipeg Jets keep playing like that, they ain't going to get past the second round. If they don't start hitting St. Louis, they're not going to make it. We already down Shifley. Who's next? Anyway, Jets, I hope you can make it. But the second round's going to be even tougher when you're all banged up, guys.
So the Jets are not a team that is tentative or shies away from the physical play, but it's safe to say in this series, St. Louis believes their path, their best chance to win is finish every single check and finish with intent.
That's probably been the recipe against the Winnipeg Jets for the last few years with teams going into playoffs, right? We've our skeptics have brought that up before, and Jim Montgomery's got his team clicking. They were clicking in the second, right after the Four Nations.
Yeah.
Bennington winning the gold there and everything else. They've been clicking. They're one of the hottest teams in hockey, and we're up 3-2. That's a pretty good feeling.
The Philly Joe and Kirby podcast.
That goose in the parking lot that you guys see where I park every morning.
That's my friend.
I know, but he gave me a look today because I park right near where he's hanging out, or she.
Well, I don't know because I think that's the guy because he's kind of like, I think the mama is the one that's in that cordoned off area.
The cliff fence.
But there's one over by the stop sign when you come into the lot.
Yeah, that's a different one.
I know. That's a different one.
He's the greeter.
Well, he's no vest. It's not Walmart. He's not wearing a vest.
Well,
that
he's
one.
at the entrance of the parking lot, and every morning I say, "Good morning."
See, because I wonder if I didn't see him yesterday. That's when I asked Phil about yesterday. I don't know where Mama is in that little area where he stands. The greeter. We'll call him the greeter. Okay. Then you got Lone Goose McQuaid over there, the one by Phil's vehicle.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
I don't know. And I see a mama that's got some eggs nesting right by our entrance.
Yes.
So it's in a really good protected spot. But I'll tell you something, and you saw it on my vehicle yesterday as we were leaving the building. I got kamikazed by some geese. Like, I'm not joking. It was on my window, on the hood of my car, on the roof of my car. It must have been like, I don't know what they ate, but it went through them.
Looked like wing night for the geese.
I'll tell you.
Although that would make them cannibals of sorts, I suppose.
Right to the car wash. And it was rainy yesterday. I didn't care. I had to get that stuff off my car.
Looked like there was flying dogs in the area. Like, that was a lot of goose poop on your windows.
And then you see those hares that are about 60, 70 pounds each. They're not jackrabbits. They're hares,
the
apparently.
bunnies.
It's like a Pink Floyd video broke out in our backyard.
Yeah, they're big. But yeah, he gave me a look this morning, that goose. That's why, because I park right near where he's always hanging out, and I'm always very careful when I get out of my truck. I don't need that thing running at me. So, but he gave me he stood up and looked right at me. I'm like, whoa, just getting my backpack out of the back of the truck here. Settle down.
You know why? Because he thought you were flexing. You parked in back, you reversed.
Because I never thought of that. I always back in. He didn't
Lone Goose
That's
McQuaid.
where it was. He was judging you because he's friends with me, and we talked about that. We talked about people who back into parking lots. Also, I gave him a piece of my granola bar the other day.
You're feeding them
you?
Now.
Nice.
Well, I don't know if I'm supposed to do that, but I just.
Well, it's not the zoo.
Yeah,
Kirby.
you're okay.
They're, I'll tell you, whatever it was you fed him, it's on the top. It was on the top of my car.
This is the Philly Joe and Kirby podcast.
Mix of sun and cloud today, tonight, tomorrow, and then all of a sudden into Saturday, sunshine 25.
That's I love
right
that
through
day.
Wednesday and next week.
gosh.
Highs of in the 20s at least, and sunny. So
Time to get the short shorts out.
Oh, you don't have to tell me. The jean shorts, I cut some jeans off yesterday. The pockets are hanging down. It looks beautiful. Flared them up. You got to cut them, and then you got to flare them properly. So
How do you know how short to go, though?
Well, for me, you can't go too short. I mean, that's a sure sign of summer, cutting them up, and then
right up to the hip bone for Phil. All contoured.
So everybody can see my white legs and my lack of a
Just
tan.
the inserts of your pockets just flapping.
They
in the
have to
wind.
be there. The pockets have to be coming out. Yes.
Well, that's the thing for me. I kind of like the short shorts with the pockets kind of showing.
But you don't cut your jeans off. You
I don't
go
cut
buy
my
jean
I
shorts.
buy jean
Yeah.
shorts. Yes, there's no cutting of the shorts happening. In my house.
I've got my socks and sandals ready to go for 25. That's usually when I pull out the Jesus sandals and the dress socks.
Well, you love those.
Those are good sandals.
Gladiator-looking
You
sandals.
know me.
It's like,
Man.
we are Sparta.
And then I cut my grass with the dress socks on.
What a look.
My dad does that. That's my dad's look.
Oh, my old man.
And his New Balance runners with dress socks on and his undershirt.
That's the dark socks, right? The black socks. That's a whole, I'm telling you, that look is the best.
Yeah. Goes well with a pair of shorts and a white undershirt.
How do you not respect, like, when men get to that age and they will dress like that to cut the grass and don't care?
I don't know.
Like the white socks pulled up. My old man used to have them just below the knees, like the white socks.
I think
no
that
shirt.
Cut the circulation right off.
That's all that matters.
That's
and they're
right.
still mowing the lawn, for God's sake.
Yeah, that's a great point. Yeah.
I think my dad enjoys it still.
I
mowing
love
the lawn.
cutting the grass.
And you know what? He can wear his socks as high as he wants.
Absolutely.
My wife actually
He's not going to listen to me.
No. My wife recently said, when are you going to start teaching the kids how to cut the grass? Because they're at that, especially my oldest. And I'm like, no, I love cutting the grass.
That's your job.
That's my time outside. I don't want to teach them yet.
Yeah.
And they're going to start doing it.
What a different generation.
Then you're going to be dealt out other jobs.
I think as much as my dad loved it, my brother and I were still going to do it growing up, right? And then my brother really took over.
Yeah.
I was lesser of the yard work guy out of the two of us.
That's why.
Sorry, I was going to say,
yeah.
I remember moving into my very first place out of high school for my first year of college, and it was like this side-by-side, and we had like turns on who was responsible for mowing the grass.
Right. Yeah.
And they had one of those electrical, like you got to plug this
with the
thing
cord,
in.
those are
I
a
had
pain.
never in my life, first of all, operated a lawnmower, let alone one that involved a plug-in. So I bribed the next door neighbor guy that like I would try to cook him stuff
if he did your grass.
He did the grass, and he abided by that. We had a good thing going.
He agreed.
Yeah, because I wasn't going to operate
The
that
electric
thing.
lawnmowers with that big extension
God.
cord.
Oh, it's the
boy.
best, eh?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, your right arm, you've hurt your shoulder because you're holding the cord so you don't run it over, and then you...
Like, it seems a little
and then
dangerous,
it's all of a sudden...
This is the Philly Joe and Kirby podcast.
Be a good person.
Rate or review this show wherever you subscribe and get PJK into more ears.
Philly Joe and Kirby's
Throwdown Thursday.
You can head up the 92.1 City Facebook page if you want to weigh in on this, or the Boston Pizza text line works as well, 762-555. Since it's going to be 25 degrees on Saturday, Joe?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And 26 on Sunday, potentially a Game 7 here against St. Louis, too, that day.
Yeah, and I mean, look, a lot of people barbecue all year round, but then there's a lot of people who, when the weather gets nice, like, yes, I will barbecue all year round, but I really get pumped to be out on the deck with the barbecue when you start seeing that nicer weather.
I think you're finding, too, a lot of people that don't have their cottage open all year are getting a head start, right, before May long and that kind of stuff. Even campers. I know some people that have on-site camper. No water running, let's say, because of the temperatures yet, but this weekend,
Sure.
they'll be getting out there.
Absolutely. Fire it up. So we want to go, and I mean, this applies to tailgating as well, and it's a really tough one to choose because most of the time you would have both of these foods on the grill at the same time. I mean, 9 times out of 10. But we want to, we no fence sitting here. You're barbecuing, you have to choose. Mm-hmm. Hot dogs or hamburgers?
Both.
No, you can't choose both, Joe. You have to choose. Like, if you had to only buy one source of meat,
I was
are you
just
doing
being
dogs
honest.
or burgers?
I was just being honest. There's no way if there's both that I'm not walking away with at least one of each.
You once ate like 8 hot dogs on
I
location.
did.
It's
I
got to be
did.
hot dogs, no?
Feet.
I love burgers. No, I'm gonna go with burgers.
Yeah.
Because I think I wouldn't make a burger as often as I would a hot dog if I was on my own. So I'd go with burger.
And we need to make a bit of a clarification. This hot dog, it could include cheese smokies, for example.
Oh, whatever kind of smoky
Yeah.
you want. Yeah.
Bratwurst. So that's in the mix. I mean,
Yeah.
For me, because of that, I'm going to go hot dogs.
Because you got
there's-
other options.
Oh, man, you can throw Italian sausages on
yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Like, there's so much hot dog variety. I'll go with the hot dogs. Kirby, a rack of lamb.
Hey, do you still have your hibachi? Your little coal?
No, I have like a full-on decent barbecue on the balcony.
Oh, you
now.
bought a propane barbecue?
Yeah, I got to
Oh.
fill up the propane.
It's empty right now?
Yeah, it's empty.
Okay. Well, you don't have to fill it up. You just it's the old replace the tank thing.
Bring
you
it
bring
in.
it in and they give you
So
new
I
one.
don't actually have to put any.
No,
like,
they don't want you
propane.
operating, filling up the propane tank.
How many apartments are there in your building? Because any of them listening right now are going to be real happy to know that you have a propane barbecue and don't know how it works with
I
propane.
know how it works. I just don't know how to fill it up. Okay.
Sorry, before you weigh in,
Wow.
Kirby, somebody says on the text line, this is the best time of year you're walking around your neighborhood and you smell barbecue.
Yeah.
Yes.
I have to admit, even though I'm a vegetarian, it does smell pretty damn good. I got to go for a veggie dog, and I know that you guys are.
No, hey.
Hey, that's what
They're
you're not
very
alone.
all
with
that stuff's popular.
Yeah.
now.
But you know what? I don't know. There's just something about a hot dog. Like, don't get me wrong, burgers are great, but there's just too many ways you can take a burger. I just like an old-fashioned tofu dog, mustard, ketchup, a nice soft bun, and call it a day.
Oh, the fresh buns are important, Joe. You've
No, no.
referenced that
Oh,
before.
you got to have the bun
Yeah.
makes the difference. But what do you mean? There's different ways you can take a hamburger.
Like, there's so many different. You can put so many different toppings on a
like
hamburger.
saute.
Oh, yeah,
With
yeah,
hot
yeah.
dogs, there's
can
less
do that, too.
pressure. You can, but I
Sauerkraut?
like just the plain old. Maybe a little bit of onions.
Sauerkraut.
Well, sauerkraut's good too.
Smells
but-
up the house. Everybody, my wife's like, "What are you cooking?" I'm boiling up a pot of sauerkraut for
I
my
bet
hot
it smells
dogs.
even better later.
Toppings is a whole different even discussion when
Yeah.
it comes to condiments for outdoor events, eh?
So yes, Kirby, you're going veggie dog over
Yes.
the veggie burger.
Yes.
Okay, excellent. Make sure you weigh in. Hot dogs versus hamburgers. Throwdown Thursday.
Philly Joe Kirby.
Philly Joe and Kirby.
Podcast.
The Philly Joe and Kirby podcast.
A great Boston Pizza text message here. Good morning, PJK, and thank you for the three of you and the show. I slept in this morning, had a flat tire, so I've only been listening since 7, but you made my morning better already. Good music and some good laughs.
Oh, that's nice.
That makes our morning.
That's from Jason. Thank you so much. Yeah, we love hearing those kinds of messages. And nothing worse than waking up and you've got a flat tire. Like, what kind of way is that to start a day?
No kidding.
So good luck with the rest of your day, Jason.
Thank God it's on a day like today and not when it's like minus 30 out or something for you, too. Getting a lot of great ideas here on hot dogs, what to put on them, hamburgers, how to make them. Like somebody here has a hamburger made from beef and mixed in with Italian sausage and then all the toppings. I'm not a big topping guy. But
Lettuce.
this person said fried egg, and that's become very popular
it
now,
has.
too, eh? An egg on, too messy for me.
Yeah, you're pretty
My
standard.
OCD would kick in hard.
There's no way. You don't want a busy burger.
No.
Or a busy hot dog.
No.
Isn't the saying, if I wanted a salad, I'd order one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was with him for lunch, and he once said that to the server, and I thought that's a great line. She's like, "Do you want lettuce on it? Do you want this? Do you want that?"
Yeah, that's Dave. Dave on the text line put that in. Somebody asked me if I'd like to, would you like to order a salad? I said, no, I had one last year.
Yeah, that's another good line.
That's my other.
Yeah.
Once a year, you got to have a salad just to keep it going.
I like the banana peppers on a hot dog or a burger.
Yeah.
They're nice. So
Yeah.
what's on your burger then, Joe? Because you don't like it busy. Cheese?
Sometimes, not always. I like mustard. Little ketchup every once in a while, but mostly just mustard and raw onions. I'll take raw
That's
onions
it,
over
eh?
grilled onions. Yeah.
No pickles.
No, none of that.
No tomato, no,
No.
lettuce.
And yet, if I go out for a burger, I can tolerate more stuff on a burger. But if I'm just having one at home,
I will
I
never
keep
figure
it
you
plain.
out.
yeah, well,
Like, you
I
are
didn't realize I was a puzzle.
complicated man.
What's so complicated about that?
That's actually simplistic.
No,
That's
it's not, because
simplistic.
he's like, sometimes I do like cheese, sometimes I don't.
Well, well, how
It
much
depends
of
if I go out. It depends if I eat in.
but how much of a loop is that going to make in your life?
Well,
You stressed her out this morning.
The Philly Joe and Kirby podcast.
Hit us up wherever you get this podcast and rate and review the show.
Good fortune will come to you.
Actually, we can't promise that, but we'll cross our fingers.
In a survey asking about the most satisfying do-it-yourself projects, planting things came in at number 1. What came in second?
Hello there.
Hi. Is it washing the windows on the house?
No, that's not in the top 5 actually, but that is satisfying for sure this time of year,
I
especially.
have that on my to-do list this weekend.
Get out on the balcony and do your windows.
I'm going to spruce up the balcony and
Get some scaffolding.
clean it
so
up.
You can get the tough to reach spots.
Scaffolding.
Joe will lend you his scaffolding. He's got some in the garage.
Oh, yeah. You got to come and get it, though.
Good morning, City.
Cutting the grass.
Cutting the grass, not in the top 5.
So should people be thinking more along the lines of renos?
Like a project of some
No,
sort.
they shouldn't.
Okay. Well, that's a good clarification there. 780 City, 780-2484. Hi.
Hi, it's me again.
Oh, what?
I'm gonna take Kirby this time.
Yeah, she's been on a heater over the last week and a half.
Well, you kind of threw me off when you said it's not home reno related.
I don't know what else I can tell you without.
But it's a do-it-yourself project.
That's what the question says. Yeah, do-it-yourself project. Most satisfying. Number 1 was planting things. What's number 2?
I'm going to say cleaning out the fridge.
No.
Oh my
That's
gosh,
a good answer.
that is satisfying. When you go through the fridge and you get rid of all the things that are expired, and
You should do the work fridge every now and then.
No,
People would love that around
there
here.
is stuff
Oh,
in
hey.
there that God knows.
I'll tell you, there's 2 boxes of pizza up there. It was
Still?
tempting.
From how long ago?
I don't know.
Let's get
Maybe
at
2
that
days.
today.
It's been cold. It's got to be good.
I'm going to go have a look.
Oh my God.
There's no expiry date on the pizza box,
As
Phil.
long as it's 2 weeks or less. Hello, City. Go ahead with your guess.
Hey, is it change your oil? Change your car.
Number 5 is fixing your car, changing your oil. Number 5, yeah, good one. I'll even take cleaning the garage off of that because that's a big one for weekends like this one coming up.
Hi, City.
Hi, is it raking your lawn?
No.
See a lot of that.
I will say this, pulling weeds, number 3. Planting things was number 1. Pulling weeds and such, number 3. Because that's satisfying if you're manicuring your lawn, right? You're aggravated that they're growing. I could see that.
It can be backbreaking, too. You're on your knees
Oh,
for
yeah.
a few hours pulling those things out. 780 City, 780-2484. Papa Roach tickets on the line. Good morning.
Can I get Philly?
Phil, what do you think? Do it yourself, most satisfying. Number 1, planting things. Number 3, pulling weeds.
Detailing your vehicle, giving it a good clean.
No.
Deep clean.
Ooh, yeah.
Nothing to do with the vehicle now. Okay?
There we go. Hi, City.
I'll take Billy.
So nothing to do with the vehicle. So it's in the house, Joe?
Yeah. I'm even going to tell you that number 4 would be building a deck, according to this survey, because it'd be something you'd be doing for yourself for outdoors, right? You know, backyard, satisfied. Oh, look at this. So this is inside the house.
Inside the house.
Yeah.
Let's go with cleaning the baseboards.
No.
Sorry.
When's the last time you
All the
cleaned
time.
the baseboards?
I was looking at them this
Phil?
morning as I left for work.
Wow.
Hi,
Said, you know,
City.
they could use a good clean.
Good morning.
Morning, guys. How's it going?
Good.
Good. Hey, I am going to take maybe putting all the winter stuff away.
No.
It's a good guess, though. I thought of that
Yeah, for sure.
before I went with baseboards.
That's just mentally satisfying, too, with the fact that the season's changed, right? So,
that Santa Claus
very good one.
inflatable that's been lying on the front grass for 2 months.
well,
Whispering in the wind.
you're only a few months away from getting it back going.
Hi, City.
Hey, I'll take Kirby.
I'm going to say going through like my closet and getting rid of clothes
No.
to make room for my new wardrobe for the summer.
No. Nothing to do with clothes or clutter. Okay?
Damn. I love throwing things out or donating them, you know?
Getting the winter boots put away, too, is nice. Hello, City.
How about painting the house inside?
Yeah. Painting a room, apparently, the number 2 most satisfying do-it-yourself project. And it makes kind of sense because you've improved whatever you had, and you're probably standing at the doorway going, yeah, that turned out pretty good. I'm glad I did it myself.
Yeah, it feels good.
I read the other day that if you paint a room yellow, you're more likely to be happy. Did you know that?
No, but I learned something new on the program this morning. So everybody, get out there and buy some yellow paint. Let's be happy.
The amount of time you spend on websites, how to make yourself happy in a day. The stats you come
I'm
up
the
with.
happiest person, okay?
Oh, yeah.
We know. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's the yellow paint in the house.
The The Philly Joe and Kirby Podcast.
Lisa Joe's got the feeling.
Special edition. We have a phone call question from the Bone Phone for the gut feeling today.
Hey, this message is for Joe. I know you're a gambler. I'm just curious who you're liking for the Kentucky Derby on Saturday. All right, see ya.
Okay, some horses betting on the ponies. I will say before we get to the gut feeling on the Kentucky Derby, which is new on this show. Joe's never made a prediction about the Kentucky Derby, but yesterday, if you were listening, I hope you took note because he threw down a winner. He said take the Jets and take the Caps, and both came through. I wasn't happy, but I knew I felt pretty strong about that as well, that the Habs' time was up and the Caps would advance, and they did.
I'll tell you, Florida has picked up where they left off winning that Stanley Cup. Yeah. I don't usually bet on horse racing, to be honest, unless I go to the Downs, for a night kind of thing. It's a lot of fun. And then I usually just pick horses' names that I like. I don't do a lot of research on it, just for fun. But the Kentucky Derby, I mean, hey, that's a big one. It's coming up this weekend. Yeah. There's 3 horses I like, but I'm going to pick one by name that I really like, Sandman. Little Metallica tribute.
Oh, yeah. Enter Sandman, baby.
Mr. Sandman. Isn't that an old?
Yeah. Sandman is 6-1 odds. And another horse I really like is Sovereignty. And it's 5-1 odds.
That's a strong name.
Yeah. Hard to pronounce. But 6-1 and 5-1 odds could pay a little bit of money. And I guess one of the favorites is a horse called Journalism. And it's 3-1. So those might be the horses to watch. I was like a long shot, too. There's a few 30-1s and that kind of stuff. But
you got to chuck that in there a little bit.
I like Sandman and Sovereignty. Maybe I'll take all 3. I think they call that a trifecta.
That is so fun. You go to the Downs and betting on the horses. I love it.
That season's almost beginning. But, I mean, the Kentucky Derby is all about the big hats and the mint juleps and the pomp and circumstance,
the
right?
fashion alone is something.
Any other feels with it? Because there's some big hockey games tonight. Anything else you want to chuck out there?
Well, there's 4 hockey games tonight, and all of them could go to Game 7 on Saturday.
How about this? Are the Sens going to force a Game 7 against the Leafs?
I hope so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What a story that would be. Down 3-0.
You know what? Yeah, let's go with that.
Okay.
Let's say they go to Game 7.
How was the food yesterday? What did you eat?
Yeah, what did you have in the gut?
We always want to know how much we should trust the gut.
Pasta.
Pasta?
But what kind?
Fusilli.
Okay.
Pasta with chicken.
What kind of sauce?
Oil and garlic.
Okay,
That's his thing. The oil and garlic
I
sauce.
like
yes.
that. Yeah.
All right.
There you have it. That'll help, but maybe we'll all put some money on there. Oh.
Sandman, one of the horses Joe is riding.
For more Philly Joe and Kirby, lock it into 92.1 City weekday mornings 6 to 10.